My name is Chichi, CEO at Helium Health, where I maintain and ensure operational excellence. So major was computer information systems, master's in engineering. I was a systems engineer, and it was my first job right outside of college or university where I did a lot of tech administrative work. No and yes. So no, because in the early stages or the early stage of my career, it was about self-discovery. I stumbled into IT by default. When I graduated high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So by default, my dad was a computer scientist, so I just went to tech. So the early stages was just trying to figure out what I really wanted to do. And in technology, there's just many arms you can go into. So like halfway to my career, I just wanted to focus on what I was good at. And it was easy for me to now navigate where I am today. It's evident that it does exist. But let me focus on how I don't focus on that, right? Because I think I was fortunate actually, because in the early stage of my career, I had women bosses. My first job, I had a female boss, Charlene Deaver. When I worked for EMC, Gail Annandale was my boss. So I was able to see women that led with value rather than the gender thing, because it was very male dominated. I think naturally I just learned from them how to really express myself with value first. So at least whatever I have to say matters before gender. So that's how I kind of overcome that. Moving to Nigeria has challenged and stretched me the most, because our problems within this field is very different. Our problems are real. Not that everybody's problem is not real, but adjusting from where I came from and working here was the biggest challenge. So overcoming it was just, I needed to adjust. I needed to learn differently, think differently. Of course, apply a lot of what I've learned, but I think with any move, it's always a challenge. So that has been the biggest challenge for me. I think what we do, our mission, what we're trying to do is we can trace what we're doing. I mean, we're changing healthcare, and being part of that mission and seeing it being implemented and the impact that we have is what's exciting. Of course, the people that I work with, secondly, but again, the work that we do, the products that we create and push out there, and seeing it being tangible in the matter of changing and impacting access to healthcare is what's exciting for me. So, so you know how they have the what's, the how, the when. I'm the how. Scaling is not an easy task, but there has to be an ample amount of readiness to scale. And I figure it out. Even from when I joined almost 3 years ago, assessing where we are as a company and looking at the future where we want to go. My job has constantly been able to give us the right foundation and making sure we're ready to handle scale. How is it said? Everything happens for a reason, but I add a little bit of, what's the lyrics? Is it, everything is happening for my good, he's intentional? Because yes, everything happens for a reason, but also I add to it that it's happening for my good, a positive twist, because I don't believe there are mistakes. So people might say universe, people might say God, but for me, my life is already predetermined, and I sit in the truth that it's meant to happen. So, but I also make sure I believe that it's happening for my good, even if it's a bad situation. My advice, so two things. First, my advice will be, like I said, I'll use myself for example, self-discovery, know who you are, because I believe that, you know, women, we give life, we birth life. And I think anybody that is threatened by that is missing out. The fact that we have that power, imagine what else we could do. But I think that power and that strength comes from knowing who you are and focusing on that. So I say every woman out there in a male dominated industry is to move with that first. Like I said, value first, and everything comes, after that. And then secondly will be get a mentor, because they've walked your path some way or the other. It doesn't have to be the same industry, but it's not like you're emulating exactly who someone else is, but you just need someone to help you navigate. So getting good mentors behind you is also critical. I will forge positive visibility of women by being an example.